Hello, 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 my darlings. Thank you for joining me on A Slice of Life, A Slice of Life. Yesterday was just a tumultuous day for me. It was more than I could handle, but I handled. God allowed me to handle it. So I'm glad to be with you on Thursday. I'm feeling better. I don't know if I'm looking better. I hope so, but I'm feeling better. I just had to get over the trauma of yesterday. It was traumatic. I live on the edge. I try to speak to you about living on the edge. I'm a 3 times cancer survivor. I'm not trying to be a 4 time, but I will if I have to. I'll step up to the plate if that's what it is. But I haven't got my test results back yet. But I did get a plan for my teeth. That's a good thing because we need to sing. I need to sing. I need to sing. And if you're watching, you know what this show is all about. It's all about this. Super aging, getting older without getting old. I talk about things that happen with Georgianne so they won't happen with you. Because what is it I want us all to have and what God wants us to have is a well-lived life. He's equipped us with everything we need. We just don't know that we have it. And that is why I talk to you. You don't know that you have all these wonderful things that God has equipped you with. You think you got to go and get something from somewhere else, and you came here with it. You came here with it. You asked to come here. You raised your hand and said, I can do that job. We all on a journey, and we all have a job to do. Whatever that job is, when you finish that job, then you'll be done. And some people look like they're not going to get to the job, then they're done. But apparently I haven't finished the job. So apparently you haven't finished the job. So we got our gifts. We have our gifts. God gave us all gifts. He gave us all different fingerprints. I don't know how people cannot figure out if you got different fingerprints. Wouldn't that suggest that we all are different? Why do we have to be all under capitalized under one kind of something? The only thing I think we all ought to be, two things. We all ought to be human, which we are. We're humans. We're humans. The body operates like the body operates. It doesn't matter what all the different titles that they may place on you or the different categories you may be placed in, or even the categories you place yourself in. Well, first, you're human. And secondly, those of us who were born in the United States and naturalized in the United States, we are Americans. So be humans and Americans. On your passport, on your date of, on your birth certificate, it should say Americans. I don't know what it's got to have some kind of ethnic something. All that ethnic stuff is made up anyway. If you are well read, that's the if clause. Therein is the problem. Well, I'm gonna say it anyway. If you are well read, well educated, or have some kind of command of how to use the computer, then you are well aware of who was on the earth first and who is in the Bible that they're talking about. You have all that, you see? And so I don't know why you out here playing games with the rest of the people when you know truth is right there. It's right in front of you. So anyway, I told you yesterday I was trying to read at, not trying is not a good word. I was reading at the, what's the name of the place now? Where I went yesterday? Anyway, I was not well yesterday. So I had to go and get myself to at the Piedmont place on Camp Creek. And I didn't want to go. If you listened to yesterday, I went by Sammy Cakes first. But then they told me I had to get somewhere to, get some medical attention. So I got some medical attention. We just don't have the results. But while I was there, I was reading one of Myron Golden's recommendations. You see this book? Oversubscribed. And it's an exceptional read. I've just been trifling with my reading. I'm trying to read 3 books at one time. I just need to read one book, put it down, pick up the other. But no, I want to go. And so now I need to finish this. But let me tell you about a chapter. It's all about business. But when I read this chapter, I was thinking like, it may be about business, but to me, it's about the audience that I'm talking to. It's about the audience I'm talking to. So let me show you the title. Meet people where they are, speak to them in their language. Is that the one I want? Meet people where they are. No. That's one of them. Meet people where they are and speak to them in their language. No, I don't think that's what I wanted. I had so many that, oh, this is the one I like. I had so many. I read a lot yesterday. Oh my goodness, I didn't know I read that far back, and I had to go back to the front. Sorry. Okay, this one. This one. Now this is my audience. If you're watching me, you already this person. Okay? If you're watching me, you already a trip. Look at this. Be different, right? And set your own rules. Let me say it again, Reno. You know I love Reno. For the people in the back, be different, what? And set your own rules. Ooh, isn't it, you know how you can wait to get grown? You can wait to be an adult. All those things. And many of us, when we got to our adult age, we did not do this. We did not set our own rules. We complied with whatever was going on around us because we thought, well, they're adult already. I just got to be an adult. They 25, I'm 22, and this working for something. We just get all messed up that we bring with us into adulthood. What had happened was when we were kids. We bring in what mama said, what auntie said, what daddy did, what mama did, what somebody didn't do, foster home, just church, politics. All that comes with you when you step into adulthood, right? Do you know, I didn't know how much of that impacted all the decisions that we have made in our lives. We have brought some misinformation with us when we have made some decisions based on misinformation that we didn't know it was misinformation because we haven't had time to sift through and shift through what is really my belief. When you grow up with certain beliefs and you say, I like that, I like that, I like that. But when you get to be an adult and you really listen to and look at the beliefs that came from your household, and then you listen to other things, and you don't want to make mommy mad and daddy angry, or you don't want to be an outcast from the family, but sometimes you have to just stand up on your own and say, I don't go along with that. I don't like that. And that's why you see so many kids rebel and leave their parents and go somewhere else without really having a grip on what it means to be an adult. Well, by the time you reach this show, you're 45 and older. Yeah, I got some young'uns, but most of you 45 and older, and you can be different and set your own rules at this point. And you may not know that, but and let me tell you, when you get to set your own rules, be different and set your own rules, you might be out there by yourself until you find your tribe. I had a person tell me, he told me 8 years ago, he said, Georgianne, you need a team. And I didn't know what he meant. I didn't know I had a beginning team, but I understood what he said. You're trying to do something, you need a team. Now, many of us work as silo. I have my silo moments. I have a lot of silo moments because being gravitropic, I have to have silo moments. Because how would I that's why I haven't finished this book. Because sometimes I get out of that siloism and move into groups, move with groups and do group stuff, but it gets in the way. You almost have to be careful. It's a balance you have to have. Some of you all are members of the Divine Nine or your own sorority and fraternity. Depending on where you are, you have your church and you're in the choir, you're the choir director, you're the Sunday school superintendent at different religious outlets. You may be in the priesthood or, maybe a nun. It's got a lot of responsibilities. I understand that. But at this point in your life, you need to be able to think on your own, be different and set your own rules. And it can be lonely, but I got some people out there that need to think about those groups you're following. Now, I'm not denouncing anything because I'm a Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I'm glad I made the choice. I'm glad the choice was made for me. I'm glad I was accepted. I'm not denouncing any of that. I'm not denouncing being African Methodist Episcopal AME Church. I I was so grateful for all the work we did in the church when I was a trustee. I'm trustee emeritus now, and we just worked to help our pastor bring people to Christ. That was our work. However, we had to do it. So the trustees had to make sure there was a building standing so that church people would have somewhere to come, the pastor would have somewhere to stand. So it's a lot that we do. It's a lot that you do out there. But baby, don't forget to be you. Don't lose yourself. I have lost myself. I lost myself. You have friends who you think that are your friends, and you all are doing things together, you have fun together, and you're going places together and making plans together, and you notice that you're not getting anywhere, the other person's getting somewhere because they extrapolating your ideas and use them to promote themselves and make themselves look good, and you're glad to be friends with the people, and you're not getting anywhere because they're promoting themselves and not, they didn't come back and get you. However, you may not like Oprah, but she came back and got Gail. Gail had been her friend, and she didn't come back and get her. She brought her along with her, and I admire that kind of friendship. And it not necessarily have to be stars, but you just stay with your friends. Just stay with them. But anyway, in the meantime, we still can be different and set your own rules. And mostly, people who are together have the same kind of rules. But I like this part of the chapter because it says here, it's about business, but I'm going to read it the way it would read for me, for Georgianne. I'm reading for you. You stand out because you stray away. This is why you stand out. This is why I stand out. This is why we stand out. I'm going to say we because it's you and I. Okay. We stand out because we stray from the conventional norms of the marketplace and do things on our own terms. You have to do stuff on your own terms. I used to run and jump. I know some of y'all did the same thing. Somebody called, come on, well, I need you to do it. I need it done by 3:00. But you were like, oh, okay, let me see if I can help you out. Who are you working for? The person don't say, can you have it by 3:00? Or Georgianne, I'm in a bind. What can you help me do? They were calling me like, I need it done by 3:00. I need you to call somebody and get me some money. I don't have no money. I need you to do this. I need that. This demanding. And you did it. Some of y'all follow some demands. You know what I'm talking about. And you did it. And where are those people now? And those people don't care nothing about you. They just want you to get what they needed. And you did get what they needed. But what about you? You heard what it says right here? Do things on your own terms, baby. You set the terms. You set the standard. You set the parameters. You do that. And the next line said, let me put we. We have the courage to play by our own rules. See, at 81, it's taken me now, this third cancer really got me to play by my own rules. Now how many years is that I have not played by my own rules? I did have my own way of doing things, but most I went along with helping people and sharing with people and saying it's okay, it's all right, it's okay. Well, they're not doing right. Oh, it's all right. I would say it's okay. God got it. It's okay. And I did okay. I'm not going to say I didn't do okay. But I didn't know that I was playing by other people's rules. Baby, don't play by anybody's rules. Who set the rules? First, I always ask you, who get in that coffin with you? Those are the rules that you play by. The person who's getting in the coffin with you. Now, who is that? Look around and see who getting in the coffin with you. All the rules them people making. Now, if they are getting in the coffin with you, then you play by those rules. Now, we know we can't be this crazy. We have traffic law. We have laws in America. So I'm not talking about the laws. I'm not talking about January 6th. I'm talking about, and I'm not talking. Certainly not saying don't follow the rules that are set up in the city, the government rules, your city regulations, and the government laws. No, 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 no. I'm talking about rules set up by people that are just like you, and you jumping through hoops that make somebody else good. You see, and I look back on it now. I'm so glad God let me, at least He let me live to look back on it and see where He brought me from. Baby, when you look back, do you see where He brought you from? Do you see that? And then it says in here, find your own tribe. It doesn't say that because we're talking about business. Remember, this is the book. But let me read it the way it would sound when we talking about you and I. We, instead of speaking about just business in general. So I'm saying we focus on people who don't like our philosophy. Instead, focus on people who are a part of your philosophy. If you all got the same philosophy on life, then that's who you need to be. You would be with the same kind. You know, if you got the same philosophy, because you fight. I know opposites attract. That's a whole separate kind of conversation we've had before. You know, the relationship thing. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about when you're trying to get something done in your life. When you're trying to have that well-lived life. When you got challenges every day. You need help. You need the Lord, and of course there's somebody else, some friends and family that can step in. Then those are the people that needs to have your same philosophy. And why are you with people who don't have that? Why are you with people who don't have your beliefs? Why are you with people who don't believe like you believe? You know, that it's too difficult. Baby, it's too difficult. Life is already difficult. And you got a long ways to go. And then it says, when you have the courage to share your philosophy, you become like a champion of a cause or a leader of a movement. Ooh, Reno, let me say it again for the people in the back. I need you all to hear. We're talking about business, but I'm talking about you, baby. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about us. I'm talking about those of us who trying to we're on our way somewhere else. We're on our way to something different than with the other folks. They're on their way to their different, and we're on our way to ours. Yes, we are. And how are we going to do that? With this right here. When you have the courage to share your philosophy, to don't be ashamed of your philosophy. If that's your philosophy, you become like a champion of a cause, a leader of a movement. Baby, who's leading your movement? And you said, Georgia, what movement is that? The movement that was on that birth certificate, that person's name, that movement. Who's leading the John Jones movement? Who's leading the Jarvis James movement? Who's leading the Michael Jones movement? Who's leading the William Jones movement? Who's leading the Dante Brown movement? Who's leading the Frank Johns movement? Who's leading the Audrey and Kanisha movement? Who's doing all that? Who's leading all those movements? Other people? Baby, don't let anybody lead your movement. You need to lead your own movement. When I tell you that you need to lead your own movement, your own tribe, your own philosophy, get with the people who are going to move you where you're trying to go. You see, if you can't find them, wait. God will send them. Just wait. Be still and know that I'm God. You see, you running after this one, running after that one, when you got to run after somebody, listen. You got to listen. Do not run. I know in order to get to another level, you may have to change associations or get to the people at that level. You see, there's a way to do it. If you make a move, chess move, it's chess now. Make the move, and they don't make the move back. Then you go over here and make another move, make the move back. You know, I think after 3 times, you need to say they didn't. Because I have a friend that said to me, Georgia, and they don't want to do it. Once you ask a person and they don't do it, you can ask all day, they don't want to do it. Well, it's because when somebody wants to do something for you, they would do it on the first ask. So now that's two philosophies. You can ask on the first ask and they don't do it. Sometimes I think that maybe they didn't understand what you were asking. Because people say, well, I didn't know that's what you wanted. Oh, okay, yeah, I can do that. You know, you might have to explain something. But, don't run behind anybody. Y'all need to stop running behind these people. God gave you a whole lot that you don't know you have. It's self-confidence is lacking. And so many beautiful people that I know and see out here that I'm thinking like, why? And then people probably ask the same thing. I know Anita K. Johnson asked that about me. She said, why are you running behind them people? That's what she asked me one day at Atlanta Municipal Court. Everybody needs an Anita K. Johnson in their lives. If you know Anita K. Johnson at Ebenezer Baptist Church, who was a former probation officer and chairperson of it, chair manager at the Atlanta Municipal Court, who over the gospel choir at Ebenezer at one time. You all know who I'm talking about. Everybody needs an Anita K. Johnson in your life. Who is your Anita? I'm trying to be your Anita, but I don't know you like that. I'm doing the best I can. But Anita knew me like that. She was straight up. In other words, who is your straight up person? I think I heard on Mantle today. I was listening to the first part of Mantle. You know, Joshua Giles is in town at the State Farm. And the person speaking today say about accountability. Who are you accountable to? We know God, but who personal gonna say to you, let me tell you something. Sometimes we out here, we need that Anita K. Johnson. Because we're doing too much. Bridget always says that. We're doing too much. We're doing too much. And we're not taking care of ourselves. You know God gave you a plan. What? Don't get me started. I already gave you what I was going to talk about today. I love you. I'm feeling a little better. Thank you for asking. I love you. And you can't do anything about it. Come on, I'm doing this for the AKAs. Lord, I got some pink glasses on. Where my red? Oh, okay.